Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Diane. Thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to try... Oh, I got to make sure I have volume here. Do I? Come on. Yeah, there it is. Helps if I have the volume turned up on my iPad so I can hear it right. Running just a little behind here. I just filled up my glue bottle. Have all my stuff here. The only thing I don't have out is a cardstock to make for real. So last week we did the interlocking gatefold card because that was one that I had wanted to try. And another one that I've wanted to try is a pop-up box. So when you open the card, oh yeah, that's right. You would get your little pop-up, and then you could put whatever you wanted to in here. So when your recipient is looking at it, you know, they could have flowers or little animals or whatever. So I've been working on measurements and trying to get that. I also had, I've never used this. It's an A2 surprise box card base from Honeybee Stamps. And I think that this one's going to take long enough this morning that I won't get to try out this die. But I will work on this one and maybe get it ready for next week. So I did put some dimensions in the description box below. Let me grab a real card base, and this might still be another test run card, but we'll work at it and see if we can get it to do what it should do. And we used sentimental swirls, and one of the things that I had found after I got this was that we have a coordinating punch that will punch out these flowers and leaves. So yay, there are some flowers to put in the center of our box. And this is Stampin' Up. This is all Stampin' Up products. And I know that I've mentioned several times when you get photopolymer stamp sets and you peel that layer of acetate off, don't throw them away because, you know, well, first of all, I keep everything and try to use it. But this is a good chance for us to use these to make our flowers pop up out of the box. So I'm going to just grab a piece of acetate scrap. And I did try doing this from a tutorial that had all kinds of measurements. And it was very helpful in making me understand how this worked. But I think it was a different size card, and so my measurements weren't working. So I did get a workaround for that. Oh, let me see. I should have a card base here. I guess it isn't really going to matter what color I have. I want to use that. I have my scraps here from kits that I had been taking apart that I didn't use, but I don't really want to use Halloween colors today, I don't think. Not in a Halloweeny mood, especially with our nor'easter coming, right? And yeah, it's been snowing pretty steady here all morning. I was already out shoveling this morning, making a pathway for the puppies, and my shoulders are getting sore. You know what, let's just use, I can get these out of here. I had some, I don't want to use those up though. That was from my boho indigo cards that we made. These were my leftover pieces. Although it might help because I already have some die cuts done. Okay. All right, well, I won't use them all, so I'll still have a little bit left. I don't want to use them all because this is all I have left of the flowers that came with that kit. Whatever's in the stack here. All right, put these scrappy doos away. And I have a little bit of white cardstock on the side. So let's see, how do we want to get started? So we need our card base, which is half of an 8.5 by 11. I'll just pull bits out of that as I need them. And it is cut in half. And then scored and folded in half to be a 4 1/4 by a 5.5 inch card base. Just our normal. And then we need a 2.5 by an 8.5 inch strip of cardstock to make the box. So let me think here. If we put our box in the middle, and then we can have our greeting over here. We'll use some pretty designer series paper on the front. And they open it up. So maybe I just want my card box to be out of the same blue. And this was Misty Moonlight. But I can't use one of these because it's not going to be scored where I need it. So let me grab Misty Moonlight. Hopefully not knocking everything over in the process. Misty Moonlight, pretty color. And we'll need an 8.5 inch long. This is how I get in trouble. Now I have a bunch of stuff on the table already. Is this 8.5? It is 8.5 by 2.5. So we need, I'll leave that out for a minute, 2.5 inch strip. We're going to make a box. And then, make sure we can see everything here. And then we're going to score along the bottom at a 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to slide this over to the 1/2 inch mark on my right. If you have a scoreboard, you can use that as well. Okay, so that'll be our bottom. Now I'm going to score at 2 inches, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And that's going to give us a little 1/2 inch tab at the end where we'll be able to glue our box together. You see where we're going with this so far? Okay. We're going to cut out these two bottom center panels so that we have some tabs on the end of our box. And I just line this up in my trimmer and brought my cutting blade down to the score line and cut out 2 panels and used my snips. I had a pair out. Maybe I put them back. Maybe I was good cleaning up. And cut these center 2 bottom rectangles out. And I'm going to cut off this last small square over here by our end tab. Let's cut that off. Then I'm going to notch my bottoms. And I want them to be a pretty good angle. And actually, I found by trial and error that I kind of want them to be the same. So if I fold my box in half, my tabs are there together. And I can cut the little notches off. off. And there we have our little box base. It's not really a box yet, is it? But it will be in just a momento. So this was my sample template, and that's what it looks like. So we're doing good. See my template, I hadn't notched them quite as far, but I do want them notched a little bit. It just gives me a little more play area on the inside of the card base. So let's fold our box. Really, I wanted to do one of these with Pampered Pets and put the little pets all inside of there popping up out. I thought that would be a fun card. And I'm just scoring on, or I'm just creasing on all my score lines. And then we'll close up our box and glue that little 1/2-inch tab inside the 2-inch panel. And I am using art glitter glue because I want this stuff to stick pretty quick. I don't want to have to sit and wait for it to dry. And I know my hands look horrible. They're so dry. I'm so sorry they look terrible, but I go out and shovel and I come back in the house and put lotion on them and then go do laundry or wash dishes or something, and then the lotion is all gone. Okay, so now we have to decide where this is going to sit in the middle of our box, or in the middle of our card. My first instructions that I had followed, put my pin back in there, were given all these great measurements about 45-degree angles and stuff, and I was doing all that, and then when I closed my card, my box was sticking out. I was like, that's not, I don't want that. So here's what I found works better. I'm going to line this up, and this is going to be kind of hard to see on the blue. Set up the white one. I'm going to line this up with my tab edge here in the center of my card, and I'm just going to move it around a little bit until I get it at a height where this box will be enclosed when my card is shut. If I have it too far down here, it's going to stick out. If I have it too far up in the center of my card, it'll stick out the top. If I get this centered where I want it and I see that it's hanging out just the tiniest bit, and it is just a little teeny tiny bit sticking out there on the corner, I'm going to make my tabs a little bit more angled. Now, if I line this up in the center, my box is completely hidden inside the card. And I did that all without a ruler. No 45-degree angles. So I'm going to do the same thing on my for real card base here. Okay. I have it lined up where it's going to be hidden. And because I am using the art glitter glue and it's going to not give me too much play time, I'm just going to make a little pencil mark for myself so I know where to set this down when I have glue on it. Now this is like a big old check mark. Okay, my tabs are inside here, and I'm going to glue the bottom tab down first. Oh, look what that just did. It blew a bubble on my card. That's not a good thing. Well, we know where we have to put something, right? I can stick this down here where I had my 2 little pencil marks. Now the tab that is facing up, and see I have my check mark. Just going to line it with some glue and close my card. Ta-da! This one's a little bit further up on my card base than my first one. I don't mind. It gives me a little bit more room to put my greeting. This practice one is more in the center, I guess, of the card. Yay, I'm happy with it. Oh, I'm up too far. You can't see. Sorry. So we close it. Pop it open. Yay. Okay, so now we have to have some, we either can decorate the outside of our box, which we will do, but we have to have some support pieces for the inside where we will add our flowers. So for the time being, we're going to set this aside. And let me see here. I want to use for my front. Okay. So we know that our squares are 2 by 2 squares. So we need 4 little panels to go around the outside. Now, you could make that different. You could make just a strip of cardstock and glue it around your box if you like to. I'm going to cut some individual squares and glue them on each side of my box. So I have 2 by 2. And I want a little bit of a border, so I'm going to do 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I'll try, I want to make sure that I'm not lying to you. I hadn't got to the decorating part. I don't know what I keep hearing slam around outside there. I mean, yeah, that'll work. 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I don't know if there's a little squirrel maybe down on the deck too. Well, look at that. I'm going to get 3 out of that. Lucky me. 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. Put those on my little box. Hope everybody's doing good in all this winter weather. Careful if you're out there shoveling. Not only are you can you hurt your back, but you don't want anybody to have a heart attack out there. Little birdies are all flying around looking for food. I did fill the feeders yesterday for them because there were a lot out there. And I figure they can't see anything with all of the yuckiness on the ground, so I think learning experience here. I think that I would put these on before I glued it to the inside of my card next time. Lesson learned. That would make it a little easier. Now we go to put our inserts in there. I did like it being on my card because Sorry. And concentrate. Because as I added each one of my supports on the inside, I made sure that my card was still closing. I was so afraid that when I got those on there, it would prevent the card from shutting. Okay, so there's our little box. You could add wood pattern paper and make this into a little planter. That would be pretty with all of those succulent stamp sets that we have now. That'd be really pretty. All right, let's make our little inserts and make some flowers. So our little support pieces that go on the inside here where we're going to add our posies are, where's my little strip, 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and they have a 1/2 inch score mark on each side. So I think I'm going to just do those in the same Misty Moonlight. I have some scraps. Let me see, can I get 3/4 of an inch out of there? I can. And you could take a piece of paper and just do your 1/2 inch score lines down the side and then cut them into strips, but I actually was trying to use up little bits and pieces, so I need to score each one of those individually. So there's a 1/2 inch mark there and a 1/2 inch mark here. We'll need 4 of these. 1. I don't think that was 3 inches left. No. So here's what I mean. If I have a 3-inch piece of cardstock, and I can score a 1/2 inch on this side, a 1/2 inch on this side, and then we'll just cut some 3-inch strips. Here's my second one. Did I say 3-inch? I meant 3/4 of an inch. My third one. And my fourth one. So this card is going to take a couple minutes. I should have probably said that at the beginning. If you're in a hurry, don't do this card. All right, there's our little flower bases. And where I put that piece of acetate. It's cool having this acetate. The bad thing is it's clear and I can never find it. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. I'm just going to use these to make my flowers be different levels inside the box. So I think let me just cut a couple of 1/2 inch strips and then we'll go from there. Oh, I can always cut them down as I need them if I can see them on my table. I had some of these actually left from yesterday when I was working in my Alice in Wonderland journal. I had made a pocket and wanted to put an acetate panel inside so it was like a window. And I knew I cut some strips off and threw them aside. So I was thinking I'm going to do a pop-up card. I can't see the strips to use them, so I had to get out another piece. Okay, that's my problem because I'm blind. So let's just, we're using blue, Misty Moonlight. Oh my goodness. And we'll need a couple of leaves. How about Soft succulent might be pretty, huh? And we need another color. I want some yellow flowers in there. Just do some bumblebee. I really should have done hearts and made a Valentine. I need to get some more Valentine cards done. And I'm just going to use a piece of white cardstock. And this is, the reason I'm going to use this piece is this is not thick. And if I'm going to use a white for a card base, I like to use the thick white because this is just not very sturdy. Okay, so rumor has it now that, oops, oh, a birdie. Oh, we could put a birdie on here. Yes, so let's do some bumblebee flower. I wonder if I should do an outline. Instead of just doing the fills. I'm just going to use basic gray. There it is. I was going to say if I can find my outline. I don't know if I can get it over this one or not. I don't know if I'm that coordinated. Oh my goodness, that's not too bad. Remember, I'm going to cut these out with a punch because we don't have a die for this set. This is this is in the new mini catalog, and there is not a die. It's just a stamp set. But it, as I said, it does coordinate with the, I think it's called Petals and Leaves punch. All right, then let's do some small ones. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. I should show this to you in case you're not familiar with Stampin' Up's photopolymer sets. When you take them out of the case, there's an image on the inside, so you know where to put them back, and you'll be able to tell if you're missing any. We might do a little bird and put him on here. Okay, and then I'm assuming this is the small one. My punch just came yesterday, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh no, I guess this is the... Did I line it up right? No, I didn't. And there's not a bigger one. Okay. We'll do some blue ones and some leaves in a minute. Let's get these yellow ones cut out so that they're... I can see how this punch is going to work. Because I thought I had them lined up right, but I thought I was going to use the larger of the punches, and really this is the small flower. So I don't want to punch holes in the rest of my posies that I just stamped. And I will. So we are going to Sure we are. This can't be this hard. I'm making it hard. It can't be. Punches are not that hard. Where's my, there. got some more point off of that. So sorry. I didn't get to practice this part of it before we started today. One, all that, and we have one, but it's okay. Hey, come on, what are you doing? Get in there. You're gonna be pretty in here. Come on. This is a jewel picker. They come in handy like when you're using little rhinestones or beads or whatever. They have like a sticky end. And actually my take your pick tool from Stampin' Up! Probably would work too, but it's got a bit of a, that piece of paper is bent on the corner and it's not letting me get this in here right. My take your pick tool has a bigger end on it. Stop. It's like a game, like that one where you have to get the little beads in the holes. I would plan this a little bit better. Why is it not turning over there? If I would have planned it better, I would have had them lined up better. But as I said, I wasn't sure. I really did think I was going to be using the bigger flower punch. Oh, see, I do have to cut these apart because if I don't, the leaf punch will cut right through the flower. I don't want that. No. Three. Oh, this one's gonna take me a little longer than I thought if I piddle around like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's be a little more sensible. Well, now that I know which part of the punch I'm going to use, let me see. My flower has to go. There's my gray, and we'll make some blue flowers. And I guess it really doesn't matter. Maybe if I spread them out, because this little leaf on here is going to punch out whatever I have stamped beside it. Okay. Fill those in with blue. Ink all over you. So, I'm off to a great start this year. The 25th of each month, I like to do a Christmas card tutorial, like Christmas in the making. And it just gets a little bit of a jump so that come October, November time, we're not all thinking, oh, I gotta get my cards started, because we already have some done. So Tuesday, my calendar reminder dinged, and I knew I had a doctor appointment, so I was thinking, I was in here working on some stuff, and I was thinking, oh, okay, I have to go get ready. I was thinking, I have plenty of time, really. It's kind of early, but whatever. Finished up what I was doing, got ready, went to my doctor appointment, and then realized my calendar was dinging to tell me it was the 25th, and I was supposed to be doing a Christmas card. So, I didn't do my January Christmas card, so February I'll have to do 2. This week was a little messed up. Anyway, we had men were here working on our staircase that they're building, and really it was supposed to be a couple of days, but some of the wood was not correct, and they have to order more, so they were only here for 1 day. But anyways, when they're working on that, I can't get upstairs to my craft room. So now I have another day. I don't know when they'll be here. It'll be a surprise. And then we'll be able to get back to my craft room again. Where do I put my little pick? Just helps to move that paper around a little bit better. I'm trying to get my fingers down there. Okay, and let's make some leaves. I don't have to do too many, but we have to have some leaves. Okay, so which one is this going to fit? This is going to fit, I think, the small one. The small punch. Okay. Where's my leaf outline? I'm being a goof. Oh, that's the bird. Crazy person, you. Oh, I still am not seeing it. Maybe there's not a leaf outline. Oh, there it is. It's over in the swirl. Good Lord. Give me strength. Okay, let's do some. Am I leaving myself enough room to punch? I don't know how many we'll get. How many we even need? Cut that strip off. Hate doing odd numbers or even numbers. Sorry, I kind of went quiet on you here, huh? I don't have a whole lot to talk about. My days have been pretty quiet. Cup's been traveling for work, so he'll be home this afternoon, and so when he's not here, I don't really have to worry about dinner too much. You know, last night was a scrambled egg for me. Sometimes that's enough. You know, don't need more. Everything's pretty quiet. That's a good thing, right? Am I planning these all upside down? I am. This punch is just getting me. So, when I got my punch, I also got the daffodil dies and stamp set. And I have heard, oh, I gotta do that one first. I have heard that you have to really take a peek at those dies for the daffodils because they can be a little confusing. So, oh, come on now. These look like dinosaur feet. So we'll have to take a look at that. Maybe maybe that'll be my Monday card. I wasn't quite sure what stamp set I wanted to use today, or if I even wanted the stamp. I have 2 more envelopes, my other 2 5-item swaps for my journaling, and I was thinking maybe we could work on those even, but then I really did want to try one of these pop-up boxes, so kind of made up my mind at the last minute this morning that's what I was going to go for. I don't know why, I just wanted to make one. I think because I found that honeybee die, and I've had that, I'll bet I've had that for 2 years and never tried making it yet. And I know you're probably wondering what we're going to do with all these little things. Oh, darn it. But you'll like it. It's going to be fun. I have to say, making your shapes with punches goes much quicker. So if you're doing like mask making for Christmas or something, and you have punches that coordinate, it's going to go much quicker. Dies take a little longer. You can only out spot. Oh, my paper's stuck in there. I see it. There we go. And one more here, and we'll get putting this together. All right. That's enough flowers and leaves for now. Ooh. Get some of these scrappy doos out of the way. So we can not get them mixed up with our real shapes. Okay. Card. Panels. Flowers and leaves. So let's make some, not really stems, but these are going to be how our flowers will stick up a little higher out of. See? Maybe I should be putting these on the back. That might make sense, huh? 2, 3, 4. 1. We'll need a few more of these, although they can be varying heights because we don't want our flowers all to be exactly the same. I know how this is going to look in my head. I don't know how it's going to work on paper. And before we do a whole bunch, I will do one of these and glue it inside the box, the pop-up box first, and make sure this really is going to do what I think it should do. Okay. So we have our little flowers and leaves glued on the acetate or leaf. And I'm not going to fill it in too much because there will be 4 layers in here. Now I got to picture which way these go. This way. You can see the acetate behind that one. All right. I'll add a little glue to that 1/2 inch fold mark. Add it carefully to the inside of our little pop-up. I lost a leaf. I heard it fall. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do one this way and one that way. I don't know why. I just have a feeling I've seen that somewhere. So far, so good. Okay. And we don't want them to be in exactly the same spot each time because then you won't see the flowers. They'll all be lined up one right behind the other. second one. Still folds. I'm excited. I'm trying to figure out now, here you stand up for a minute, where I want my flowers to be taller here. You guys can't see that. It's kind of weird looking from the top anyway. Okay, so we need a taller one over here. So this art glitter glue really isn't drying as fast on the acetate as it does on paper. It's okay. It gives me just a little bit of wiggle room here, but I didn't know that. I thought that it would probably dry as quickly on there as it did on our regular cardstock. Oh, my nose is starting to run. I have a glue spot right there. I don't really want to glue my card to the cardboard. Do I need another piece of acetate? Oh no. I think I do need one more. And to be honest, I think I'll take I think I'm going to make some more leaves when we get done here and add them down along the base of here. think I'll be able to get them. Oh. I think I'll be able to get them glued on there while my box is put together, and give it a little bit of more fill. Just use a baby wipe and get that glue off of that. I suppose if you made these skinnier, you probably could add as many layers in here as you wanted to. Oh, I didn't put any leaves on that one at all. Goofball. Because if I just use my little tweezy things here, I don't know if we need more greenery down on the bottom. Glue smeared. I hope it goes clear. So, great. Oh, my flowers are hanging out the end. I didn't plan that very well, did I? So this one has to go down inside the box further. I still have them hanging out the end. Well, I know what I can do. The acetate is still wet. The glue. Oh, this whole thing is still wet. Good. Come out, come out. Too. Darn it. Need to make those shorter. Oh, that made that easy. Told you, learning experience. It's okay. It still is gonna work. I'm just going to make them shorter on the panel. Good, 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 good. Oh, did I have an extra one of those little blue panels because I need it now. Unless we could cheat and just put this right on the back. Yep. I think I can. Except we dropped it inside. I'm just trimming that glue off of the bottom of that acetate strip that I had there. There you go. So just play with it. Close your card up and make them fit. Like girly. Yay! Add this extra leaf on here. All right, I'm going to turn this so you can see what it looks like when you open it up. I know I've already gone over. I'm so sorry. All right, everything's on there smooth. Okay. So, if you're the recipient, there is your little bouquet of flowers. So now I can decorate my front. Well, maybe wanted to do that before I put this all together too. Would have just been a little easier. There we go. Not to worry. And I have, oh, that'll work on there too. This was a piece of embossed. This is very vanilla. Yeah. So a piece of, and this was also from one of the card classes that we had done. I always have extra pieces cut for people. Just in case we have little accidents. Lovely. What did I have inside there? Obviously, if I stamp on that blue, we're not going to see it, right? Oh, this is cute. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that. So, I will finish decorating the front of my card and add a message to the inside and show you in the end how it looks. I'm very, very happy. My pop-up card. I should probably add a little, it doesn't have to. I was going to say I should add a little bumblebee color in the front there, but it'll be fine. So there was some paper crafting fun on a Friday, something new that I hadn't done before again and have been wanting to try. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. So I got to do that, and I did, as I said, I did put the dimensions in the description box there. This was 2.5 by 8.5. We scored 1/2 inch along the bottom, scored at 2-inch intervals, and then trimmed out to fold it up and make our box. The inside strips were 3 by 3/4 of an inch, and we scored them in 1/2 inch from each end. And then decorate as you like. And there's what your little template would look like when you have your bottom flaps all cut out. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay warm and be careful out there shoveling all that snow. Thanks for sticking around. See ya.